Good afternoon.
Rubber.
Welcome to the board meeting of the Teachers Retirement Board for June 15th, 2023. I'm going to start by calling the roll. Brian Berge,
representing Mayor Eris Powers, present.
Thomas Brown,
I'm here, Patricia. Good afternoon.
Anthony Giordano,
Present, representing Dr. Angela Green, chairperson of the PET.
Allison Hirsch,
President representing Controller Bradlander.
David Kazansky,
Present.
Victoria Lee.
Present.
We have a quorum. Next will be an update on TRS operations, which will be first by Computer Panel.
Good afternoon, everyone. The spring 2023 edition of TRS's member newsletter is available online and now in the mail to our members. In-service news is sent to working and on-leave members at their homes, and benefit report is mailed to our retirees. Last week, TRS concluded an email campaign to vested members who are not participating in our tax-deferred annuity program. More than 11,000 members received an email this spring encouraging them to enroll in TDA before the summer. Finally, TRS has to date received more than 1,000 applications for summer retirement after the school year. That's about 20% fewer filings than last year at this time. Please note that members can withdraw their applications up until one day before their chosen retirement date. We will report the final summer retirement data at the September board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have an update from the actuary.
A couple of quick updates. The first one is on the fiscal notes. Last month, I reported on 11 fiscal notes the Office of the Actuary issued impacting TRS. Since then, 8 more have been released. 3 were related to COLAs and other 5 related to miscellaneous other items. For example, the OWBPA that we've discussed in the past. The legislature is now out of session, and of the 19 total that impacted TRS, 4 have passed both the Senate and the Assembly and are waiting to be transmitted to the governor. So those 4s are the Older Workers Benefit Protection Act changes, the OWBPA reducing the reductions on certain death benefits from 5% to 3%. The actuarial interest rate extender bill for extending the 7% discount rate and some other interest rates for 2 years. A bill to transfer reserves for teachers moving between the city and state systems, and the dual membership fiscal bill that takes care of the lifeguard issue we've discussed in the past. Are there any questions? If not, I'll move on to the loan insurance. So for the loan insurance update, you have a letter in the board packets that contains my recommendation, keep the loan insurance premiums unchanged at 0.1%. Initially, these premiums were 0.2% in 1991 and dropped to 0.1 in fiscal year 2020. These premiums are so if a member dies, any outstanding loan on their contribution is paid back to the system. So for context, the average TRS loan is $9,200. So that extra 0.1% tacked on to the 6% interest charge amounts to an extra 77 cents per month for loan insurance. So it's pretty good deal for life insurance. And that decreases also as the loan's paid off. In Appendix B of my letter, we do a calculation on how many deaths are expected from those loan eligible in the upcoming year. And that calculation shows we expect 0.0977% deaths, which is less than the 0.1% charge for the premium. So based on that, and based on a history of the premiums collected being sufficient to pay the loan insurance, the recommendation is to keep the 0.1% the same. Happy to answer any questions. And if there's none, the executive director has a resolution.
Thank you. Okay. Next is the executive director's report, and the first item there is the next meeting, which has been scheduled for Thursday, September 21st, 2023. Mark your calendars.
Thank you.
Okay. Next is the authorization to the controller of the city of New York to invest certain QPP funds.
Please wait the reading of that resolution.
Do I hear a motion to accept the authorization to the controller of the city of New York to invest certain QPP funds? So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Great, thank you. Any additional questions? Good, I think we're ready to take the vote. All those in favor of authorization to the control of the city of New York to invest certain QPP funds, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? And the result carries. Thank you.
Next is the authorization to the controller of the city of New York to invest certain tax deferred annuity funds.
Again, please waive the reading.
And do I hear a motion to accept the authorization to the control of the city of New York to invest certain tax deferred annuity funds?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Great, it's been seconded. Any additional questions from Eric? Any discussion? Okay, I guess we're ready to take the vote. And what we're voting on is the authorization to the controller of the city of New York to invest certain tax deferred annuity funds. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? And this resolution carries.
Thank you for the continued trust and partnership.
Thank you. Alice. To the control.
Next is the resolution for the actuary's recommendation regarding the tier 3, 4, 6 loan insurance premium rate for fiscal year 2024.
Please skip to the resolve.
Resolved, the Board of Trustees hereby approves, adopts the recommendation of the actuary as stated in the report dated June 8th, 2023, and stipulates the tier 3, 4, and 6 loan insurance premium program be continued at its current rate of 0.10% per annum of the outstanding loan balances for any loans originating during fiscal year 2024. For example, July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2023.
Guess we're ready to take a vote, and what we're voting on is the recommendation of the actuary. Except the tier 3, tier 4, and tier 6 loan insurance premium rate for fiscal year 2024. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded. Any questions, conversation, discussion, additional questions from there? Seeing none, great. Ready for a vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? And this resolution carries.
Okay. Next is the administrative budget for fiscal year 2024. Whereas,
Oh, I'm sorry. Please skip to the resolve on that.
thank you. Resolved that the TRS agency budget for fiscal year 2024 shall approve for the minus, oh, excuse me, I skipped a resolve. Resolved that the TRS agency budget for fiscal year 2024, excluding modernization and Galeno, shall include an amount of $23,848,890 attributable to the variable annuity programs and loan expense funds, and $47,299,349 attributable to the employer for the total agency budget, excluding modernization and Galeno, of $71,148,239. And be it further resolved that the TRS agency budget for fiscal year 2024 shall include for the modernization program the amount of $12,745,770 to be provided by the variable annuity expense funds, and $4,954,230 to be provided as administrative expense contribution, for the total modernization budget of $17,700,000. And be it further resolved that the TRS agency budget for fiscal year 2024 shall include for Galeno work in the amount of $4,680,650 to be provided by the variable annuity expense fund, and $1,818,350 to be provided as an administrative expense contribution, for a total Galeno budget of $6,500,000. And be it further resolved that TRS agency budget for fiscal year 2024 shall include the Secure Act project in the amount of $2,721,845 to be provided by the TDA variable annuity expense fund. And therefore be it resolved that the trustees hereby authorize the executive director or her designee to expend monies out of this such budget to fund necessary operations in accordance with the approved budget and governing law.
Okay, so do I hear a motion to accept the administrative budget fiscal year 2024? So moved. It's been moved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Giordano. It's been seconded. We'll take a vote.
No, I don't to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on any discussion. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to mention that the $2,721,844.45 for the Secure Act is really only to get us started with the development of the Roth. We have to, because at this point, we're still meeting with Pfizer, excuse me, CUNY, and so many of the other stakeholders. So we really didn't have a good idea of what the cost would ultimately be. But we wanted to get started with the project because at this point in time, we have a deadline from the federal government to be able to provide the Roth if we're going to in fact let people, have the over contribution. So I just wanted to let you know, you can expect a budget mod once we have further clarification on the project.
Thank you. Any further discussion, any questions?
So if I may, Mr. Chair.
Sure.
So as you all know, the administrative budget of the system requires the concurrence of either the mayor or the comptroller representative. Pursuant to that, TRS prepared materials for the benefit of the budget committee, which includes those representatives as well as representatives from our labor side trustees. As always, those materials were very faithfully and diligently prepared by TRS. And as always, the mayor's side had a number of very detailed questions, which, as always, Patricia and Rosa and her team did their very best to answer on a time frame that wasn't always the easiest to abide by. And I just want to make my appreciation plain for the efforts of TRS and staff, and Rosa in particular, and to just say that the mayor concurs with this and appreciates the effort of TRS to stay within authorized headcount, to maintain, insofar as possible, the flat budget. And those efforts are not acknowledged enough in the normal course. So I thought it was appropriate to do so here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Burke. Thank you. Thank you, Rosita, and your team. Much appreciated. Further questions, discussion? Right now, we can take a vote to accept the TRS administrative budget fiscal year 2024. Motion.
Motion.
Give a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Burke.
You might have been double seconded.
Any further discussion? Ready for a vote. All those in favor of accepting the TRS administrative budget fiscal year 2024, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Abstentions. And this resolution, administrative budget fiscal year 2024 has been accepted, approved. Thank you.
Thank you. The next resolution is the authorization for the continuation of basis point fee for variable annuity programs.
Please skip to the resolve.
Resolved that the administrative expense charge for assets in the variable annuity fund shall continue at 18 basis points, 1.5 bips monthly through fiscal year 2024. And be it further resolved that if the expense fee revenue exceeds variable fund expenses, including operating and special project expenses, TRS will return any excess revenue in the accordance with TRS's processes. And be it further resolved that TRS staff shall continually monitor and review revenue from the expense fee and shall notify the board of any material changes in assumptions or experience that may impact the expense fee.
Thank you, Patricia. Just for the record, we're voting to authorize continuation of basis point fee with the variable annuity program. Any discussion, questions? Great. All those in favor to authorize the continuation of basis point fee for variable annuity program, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
And did I ask for a second? I did that?
You did that. I think you did.
We can always redo it. I mean, Henry, it's very short.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. So
All right.
we'll go back a couple of,
I think you did it twice on the other one.
We did on the other resolution and push it to this, for the aggregate.
I love aggregate. No one mentioned you, just were gonna let me slide about the double one. Do I hear a motion to authorize continuation of basis point fee for variable annuity program?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. G. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Victoria. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? And this resolution is passed. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is the calendar, and first is the approval of the minutes. So we have approval for May 4th, 2023 investment meeting minutes and May 18th, 2023 board meeting minutes.
Thank you, Patricia. So we're going to need a motion to accept the investment meeting minutes for May 4th, 2023, and the board meeting minutes of May 18th, 2023. Two of them together. Do I hear a motion to accept those?
So move.
And is there a second?
Second.
Ready for a vote? Any discussion on this? All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. All those, any abstentions? And the minutes, investment meeting minutes and board meeting minutes have been approved. Thank you.
Next is the calendar items, so you all received an electronic version of the calendar. We're able to review that. So
Great, so we'll have a motion to accept the calendar items.
Oh, we have, yes, I waived the reading of the calendar. I apologize.
We waived the reading and for the second time. Do I hear a motion to accept the calendar items?
Second.
Thank you.
We're all off.
Second.
Yeah. We're getting to the end of the school year. The brain is already moving towards.
It's a lot better, guys. And I've heard a motion to accept the calendar items. Did I hear a collective second?
I think I seconded it prematurely, but I seconded.
Thank you. In aggregate.
Can I offer a second? Oh, no.
Thank you, everybody. So all those in favor of accepting the calendar items, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions, and the calendar items have been approved. Thank you.
okay, next is other business. In front of you, you see the schedule for next year's board meeting. At this point, we just want to give that to you and with any feedback you may have.
Patricia, I think we all have the calendar out. I think this year we added an extra investment meeting since teachers don't usually have an investment meeting or a board meeting during the summer. So we added that on about a month or so ago. Could we possibly add an additional a board investment meeting toward the end and just keep it like a placeholder of June?
So
No.
Thursday, that's like
The
Thursday. of the month.
20, 21, 2, 3, how about
27th.
27, how about the following Monday?
Well, right, because school will still be in session. So like
Thursday, 20, 21, 2.
this year, we're doing the 26th, which is a Monday.
How about Monday, June 24th? So we'll put that on our calendar, Monday, June 24th as a TRS investment meeting in case we need it.
Okay.
You can always take it off.
Great, thank you. Yeah.
And then just check your calendars for any like conflicts and let us know.
Sure. Thank you.
Great,
So
thank you.
we don't vote on this, but do we have agreement of the tentative calendar for the next school year coming up?
Tentative.
Tentative, you have.
It's like that, so-
Looks like broadly speaking, fine,
Okay,
but it's hard to say.
sure. Have any dates you need to change, let us know. Oh, well, I think, thank you, so we have agreement with the town. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments from the public?
Okay. So do I hear a motion to go into executive session? So, thank you, Mr. Berge. Do I hear a second? Second. Okay, thank you, Mr. Giordano. All those in favor of going into executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say nay. Abstentions, we are now in executive session. Thank you. We're back in public session. Thank you. We'll have a readout by Ron Swingle.
Certainly.
Thank you, Ron.
In executive session, the board approved several investment contract matters. The board also received an update on a security matter. Details to be made public at the appropriate time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it. We've come to the end of our meeting. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Say nay. Thank you, everyone. We are adjourned.